Hello, welcome to another Commander Deck artwork flip through video. So this is the Symbiotic Swarm deck from Commander 2020. So we're into the third of the 5 decks, and as always I'll include a link in the description to the original unboxing, because here we're just really focusing on getting up nice and close to the artwork. One of the other reasons I bring that up is, I don't know if I've mentioned it so far, but in this particular group of decks that came out now, there was a number of extra sort of game pieces that came with it. Like there was a cardboard life counter thing, and there was some push out cardboard counters as well for the decks as well, but I'm not going to show those on camera. We're just going to look at the artwork. But if you're interested in seeing everything that came with the deck, then yeah, I'll include a description as a link in the description as always. So if you've seen the previous videos for these decks, I've done a couple already, so we're on to the third of 5. So in the previous 2, as I pointed out, you've got your usual main commander, and then there's alternate commanders, but something a bit different here. These are all in foil, by the way, as you can probably see. In addition to just a single one here, they had partner in the set. So there's actually sort of 4, because 2 you play together. So yeah, and they're all foil. So Nikara and Yannick were intended to be played as partners for this deck, because this is actually a 3 colour deck: white, black, green, and partner was a thing for this particular set of cards. And we have Odric, Lunarch Marshal, one of my favourite cards, mainly because of this stuff, these rules deck shenanigans. Yeah, so I've put all the other legendaries up the top here as we go through. There's a Karametra, we've got a Planeswalker here, a Ajani. Also got Zeltarpa. So yeah, this was very much around that time when the set that was out was very very dinosaur-y, like a beast set. And you'll see the set in question, they started a thing around this time as well, where cards that were, if you like, from the set had the set symbol on them. So these cards at the moment, you can see, have the Commander 2020 set symbol on them, but you'll spot in a moment when we get to some of those other cards which ones actually were cards from the set that was out at that point. Also, we can't see it on camera as well, but there's a sort of giveaway in the numbering and the way they're labelled up down the bottom of the card as well. So moving through here, the higher rarities. So I'll try and keep an eye open for the set symbols. We've got Revelark in the deck, and a Khan Wanderer. Majestic Myra. Hold on this artwork here. This artwork's always interesting, because often with these, just because of the nature of the artwork, when you're playing sort of without the benefit of zooming them up on a screen, a lot of detail gets missed because the artwork's pretty dark and foggy, and then when we get in nice and close like this, we can sort of really see not only the detail around the central figure, if you like, the central entity, but also more of the background detail as well. Nicely pops. Oh, Hornet Queen was in here, I forgot that. It's funny, I was talking about borders in the Friday artwork video. Here's a good example here with sort of a real interesting combination you've got, because you've got black-green, in this case creature, and it's an enchantment. So they've got this almost like hybrid, that sparkly enchantment creature border they were doing, or had done, as a result of earlier sets that had it in, and then combining that up with the sort of black, the fact that it's black-green as well. So yeah, I love those little sort of touches on, this area is for me anyway, it's a really interesting area on a Magic card, like, the borders here and around here. I think, and in fact, when you focus in sort of here, and it tells you a lot about the sort of era of Magic, I think, that the cards come from. Often, I mean, obviously here we're dealing with modern borders, but I'm talking about like over time. Some of these are reprints where they would have been in a slightly different border in their original form. Oh, June Blast was in here. And Mimic Vat. Okay, so let's see what sort of rare non-basics we get, because it's often a little bit hit and miss in these decks in terms of sometimes you get a ton, sometimes you get hardly any. So we got Exotic Orchard. Over time they did seem to get a little bit more generous, as I think stuff generally got reprinted in other sets. So the Caves of Koilos, Canopy Vista, Sungrass Prairie, some interesting filter lands here as well. That one is, there's a utility land here, Gavany Township, Grim Backwoods. Yeah, quite a number of rare non-basics here. Nesting Grounds. So now we're moving on to the uncommons. Oh, Vampire Nighthawk. It's funny enough, I was talking about this card in Monday's sort of Return to Set Musings episode, whatever I'm going to call it, where I was going back through Zendikar. Acidic Slime. It'd be funny if we get a Mold Shambler in here. I don't know if there is one. Oh, here we go. So, yeah, both this one and this one you can see have got the Ikoria symbol. Oh, Parasitic Impetus. That's really cool artwork, actually. Hopefully it's going to come up as nice as it is on my camera lens, which isn't great, but yeah, Oh, that'd be cool if it comes up that nice on the screen. Yeah, we'll have to see. Oh yeah, this one as well. Wow. Those spikes are really popping on the camera. And the rather disturbing death sprout. Oh, that's a nice, that is a nice harmonise. Wow, we've got a nice run here of cards. Oh, yeah, Unbearable Rights was in here. Okay. Our old friend Soul Ring. Swiftfoot Boots. So we're probably going to see quite a number of usual suspects here as we get on to the artifacts and then into the lower rarity, into the commons. Oh look, there we go. Security Tribe. That's amusing. Satyr Wayfinder. Grizzly Salvage. Yeah. Cultivate. Okay, so Blood Curdle is from Ikoria. Arcane Signet had started appearing. I'm trying to remember the set that was first printed in. Because wasn't it printed in like a regular set before it ended up in Commander? I can't remember actually, but I think that's the case. Bonder's Ornament. Oh, there's Commander Sphere. So now we move on to the non-basic lands at the lower rarities. We've got some uncommons here. The Tri-lands, the original Ravnica bounce lands. We got other interesting cards like Croson Verge, Myriad Landscape, which I think was turning up quite a bit in these Commander decks. And then this is one of the wasn't there these blighted cards, I think, wasn't there a sort of some sort of cycle, I think. And then we get some interesting utility stuff. Command towers in here, an uncommon. And then they often put in the dual life lands because, you know, they're relatively cheap inclusion. So they were in, as you can see, at Ikoria as well. Yeah, looks like they got the full complement of those in here. Here's the rest of the yeah, rather bizarrely, they had different rarities for certain Ravnica bounce lands. Of course, when they were printed in the original set, they were all the same rarity. Nice here as well. They didn't do this very often, but to have the alternative artwork for Evolving Wilds. Evolving Wilds is an interesting card because I think, if I'm right, I always get the two confused because there's Evolving Wilds, and then you've got the the functional reprint. I can never remember which way round it is, which came first, but I think it's Evolving Wilds where they tended to more likely have alternate artwork in different sets. Okay, so let's go through and look at our basic lands. So, couple in that artwork, couple in that, 3 there. So we're seeing, yeah, these are all from Ikoria. So what we're seeing, 3 different pieces of artwork, I think. Moving on to the black one here. Yeah, interesting style of artwork. for this particular set. I like this. Yeah, looks like 3 different types. Okay, green now. Forests. Yeah, looks like we've got a lot less forests in this deck. Now we move on to the tokens. So yeah, as they've been doing from the point at which they introduced tokens, two-sided. There's 10 cards here, but they're two-sided, so you get 20 tokens in total. But of course, because they're double-sided, you can't use them simultaneously. So you've got spirits and insects. If you remember, there was a Hornet Queen in here, which is obviously spitting out insects with flying and death touch. Is it going to be spirits and insects all the way down? Yeah, I prepped these decks up a week before deliberately, so it's a little bit of a surprise for me. So I never remember with some of these where it is the case that you basically get the same 2 tokens all the way down, but it looks pretty close here. We're getting to the last one. Yeah. So there you have it. Okay, hopefully you enjoyed that. That was great fun to look at those. There's quite a number of cards there, as usual, that bring a big smile to my face. So thanks very much for watching. Bye for now, and I'll catch you in a future video.